Welcome to the Battle Zone.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, already coming from cyberspace, Razerhawk. And his opponent making his win from Canadian parts unknown, the Max Machine, Mr. Wrestling Machine.
Good evening, wrestling fans from the AWL Battle Zone in the Greater Toronto Area. This is the Animated Wrestling League, strong and free, and tonight we are starting off with a match in the Danger Zone. Razerhawk, who I believe, if this is going out on the correct day, just came off of the second episode of Power Pro Lucha, the new spiritual successor to Chikara Pro, and now he's fighting to get out of the AWL Danger Zone up against a Japanese-Canadian asshole, a disrespectful, family-rejecting piece of garbage, and that is Mr. Wrestling Machine. He has the skill in the ring, does Mr. Wrestling Machine, but his personality leaves a lot to be desired. Bang the gong, the match is on, and Razerhawk, knowing exactly what is on the line here, he has wrestled in a Danger Zone match before. He's wrestled in a Botsamania match, had to fight to save his own career. He has had highs and lows in this company, one, and only one, as the shoulder gets up very, very quickly there, unsurprising, this early in the contest. Razerhawk at one point, when he was calling himself Razor Wing, was a part of Team AWL when we finally saw off the Bullet Club Gold a few seasons back when Bullet Club Gold frankly was a thing. Stomping on the bicep now of Mr. Wrestling Machine. Razerhawk being accompanied, of course, by Thunderhawk and Dangerhawk. This is a singles match, a one-on-one, and of course a loss via disqualification will send you further down into the Danger Zone. We've got a lot of action coming for you tonight. Main event right here in Canada, the Canadian National Championship to be decided. Usachana, Day 1 Original, makes the challenge. We've got not one but two fights for 4 matches. Suplex Master versus Cyborg, and Canadian Hero versus Non-Binary Nightmare. And we also got a big trios match coming up next, and lots more all throughout the evening. This is the Animated Wrestling League. If you are new to the Animated Wrestling League, if you want to see some of the best animated professional wrestling on YouTube, you've got to click that subscribe button. And while you're down there, ring the bell, because it's wrestling. You got to ring the bell. It's not hit the notification bell, it's ring the bell. You've also got to hit that like button, please, please, please. We had to clear out a couple of racists out of the chat not too long ago, so we have lost a couple of members. We have lost a couple of... What is he doing? He cannot possibly jump that far. But he can hit a drop kick across the hypotenuse of that 20 by 20 foot ring. And looking now for the Razor's Wing. Up and down. He thought there was a 1, 2... No. Razerhawk coming off of a difficult 4-corner elimination match, goes for the splash, just a second behind. It was Dangerhawk and Razerhawk versus Fist, the Friends in Similar Tights, Crummels and Defarge, and the Colony of Electro Ant and Ultimo Ant at Link to the Past. And I don't know, and you know, as I'm recording this, I don't know what happened on that show, but we're going up here. I am trying to get ahead. I'm trying to avoid future schedule slippage, and a big, nasty forearm strike coming down off of the top rope down to the floor. The 20 count on the outside of the ring has begun, as is customary in all AWL matches. Well, all AWL rules matches. Every match tonight will be contested under AWL rules. We got the Black Tigers barely have any championships left, so they can't come over here. Ha 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 ha. With King of Trios in the rearview mirror, we're looking forward to the season finale. Every match counts at this point. Every single chance to get into the top 4, into the best 4 of the various divisions of this league to get that title shot at the season finale. There are no more opportunities in the tag team division. The tag teams that are in the best 4 now, they're going to get their title shots, and then that's it until next season. The singles division, it's a little more wide open. And as I said, we've got not 1 but 2 singles fight for 4 matches. Fight to get into the best 4. 1 in the Danshi division, 1 in the Joshi division. 6 minutes remain on the clock in this 10-minute opening contest where both men are trying to fight to get out of having to wrestle at the season finale, to get out of wrestling in Botsumania. Razerhawk going all the way up to the top rope. He wants his opponent standing. He might be going for that swanton bomb of his. No, he goes for a speed start drop kick. And he is just, that is exhaustion. Rolls through. Can he hit the kick? Yes, he can. This time he hits the drop kick. Puts a little bit more oomph on that one to make up for the screw up. And he is perched, ready to fly. He wants that drop kick again, I think. No, now he wants the swanton, and he nails it flush. Mr. Wrestling Machine, who came here after his Classic Championship Wrestling residence at the CNE, the Canadian National Expo, right here in Toronto, down at Exhibition Place, where AEW usually runs when they come into town. Right hand. Oh, shots and chops. And the running knee halfway through the time limit. He's knocked people out with that in the past. As Mr. Wrestling Machine, 1, 2, shoulder up right before that final and fatal 3 count could be registered. Unbelievable. Now going up to the top rope again. We saw him do the forearm smash. Does he want... Oh, elbow drop from the top. This man may actually be a machine. The masked marvel who left Japan, abandoned his family so that he could train in the Canadian style. He could train in Calgary and Toronto. But a bit of a hypocrite because he still uses the Majin Gakame. He still uses the Machine DDT. He uses his brother's diamond coating. It's ridiculous. Hard shots there. Knee drop does not connect. Coming up on only less than 4 minutes now. Now Razerhawk chooses to reset the count. I don't know if he could have gotten the count out, a ring out victory there, but he did manage. He did choose, I would argue, the more honorable path, because that's who Razerhawk is. That's who all 3 of the Cyberhawks are. And they've been dealing with issues in Power Pro Lucha with this new mysterious green Cyberhawk known as Poison Hawk. We have yet to see an appearance by Poison Hawk here in the Animated Wrestling League, thank goodness. Coming up here. Oh! And that was not an attack, that was an escape. Up, down, DDT! His family are known as powerhouses. He's a little bit more agile, but he's
3 minutes remaining.
Only 3 left. And he's looking, I think, for the diamond frame. His brother's finishing maneuver over in Dragon Gate. That arm trap Boston Crab. His brother does it as a single leg. He does it more of a traditional Boston Crab, but does not get the job done. He's going to be looking for the Majin Kusha Gatame as well. That bridging hammerlock suplex. Also the Machine DDT, the hammerlock DDT. But shoots the half. Does Razerhawk for the 1, 2, shoulder up. 2 minutes and change remaining. The time calls are going to come faster and faster. These wrestlers, you're going to see them bringing everything out here because they need the win. They both need the win to stay out of the danger zone. One more attempt. He hit it earlier, but it was too soon. The Razor's Edge. Down, down, down into the cover. 1, 2, 3. We are not going to need those 2 minutes remaining because Razerhawk picks up the victory and sends Mr. Wrestling Machine out to the outside like a sack of garbage. The agility, the reason he is called the flyest wrestler in the galaxy, Kaka, on display. And it is a celebration by not one, not two, but three Cyberhawks. I said it before, I shall say it again. Caca! Trios action up next. The Monster Union versus House Classic and Lee Masters. Student and son teaming with teacher against the Monsters.
The following trios contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, making their way to the ring, the trios combination of King Akira and the reigning Animated Wrestling League World Tag Team Champions, the Den of the Serpents, the Beat Sky, and the Venomous Fire, Serpent of the Nile, Ophidian. Together they are Monster Union.
It was an appeal to the ego of the Black Tigers, badly battered and bruised from Champions Week, that allowed Ophidian to slither his and Hibitsuka's way to those AWL World Tag Team Championships. And now that gives Ophidian far more power than he ought to have, in my opinion. And with King Akira, the #1 contender to the AWL Grand Championship, this match is a Grand Championship preview, 6-man tag or trios match, Rokunin tag match, whatever you want to call it, it actually doesn't matter at all.
And their opponents, introducing first, fighting out of the smoke-filled arenas of yesteryear. He is the inventor of professional wrestling, Matt Classic. And fighting out of the independent circuit, he is the reigning Animated Wrestling League Grand Champion, Matt Classic. Two, together they are House Classic.
Matt Classic 2 being a good son, letting his father's music play, when his more modernized version, as he is the Grand Champion, probably ought to be what's playing, but this is a son being deferential to his father. I actually rather respect that. Matt Classic 2 versus King Akira. We don't know when that's going to happen. That is the next scheduled title match.
And their partner, making his way to the ring from Minneapolis, Minnesota, by way of Las Vegas, Nevada, one half of the new Classics, the Technical Wizard, Lee Masters.
Lee Masters, alongside the man who's in the Fight for 4 a little bit later tonight, Sammy. They're going to be looking to try to pick up tag team wins over the next month or so to get themselves into the Forge the 4 tournament to try to go for a record-breaking 9th reign as the tag team champions. Bang the gong, the match is on as always, a 20-minute time limit in trios matches here in the Animated Wrestling League. A quick DDT, and the champion knew that was not going to get him the win, but that was a psychological victory in that Tachi over his next challenger, and you can see the physical mismatch here between King Akira and the Grand Champion Matt Classic 2. However, we already know Matt Classic 2, when he flips that bucket switch in the back of his head, he can do a lot of physical damage. He was in a physical mismatch in his first title defense against Jeff Cobb of the United Empire, and he beat Cobb so badly he broke the AWL arena, sent Jeff Cobb all the way out of the company, and forced Jeff Cobb to change his name to JC Mateo out of complete and total shame at his failure. That's my story, and I'm stuck with it. Knee strike, knee lift by Lee Masters, who was tagged in a moment ago. Lee Masters, a student of Matt Classic Sr., so there's a lot of history here. The Technicos, Matt Classic Sr.'s original trio that he brought together, now known as the New Classics as their tag team form. Cover here after the ground and pound action from the mixed martial arts trained, the hybrid athlete, Mixed martial arts and professional wrestling, of course, American-style pro wrestling. The technical wizard Lee Masters in the vein of Speedball Mike Bailey and probably also Matt Riddle. Not wearing traditional wrestling shoes or wrestling boots, but very traditional foot wraps as we would see in the MMA cage. But you don't see a lot of freaking mummies in an MMA cage. First tag on the other side, and the leader, Ophidian, the Venomous Bile, Serpent of the Nile, handspring. Oh! And it's always the shot that you don't see coming that knocks you out. He avoids the head scissors. Ophidian, as always, with perfect body control, able to adjust on the fly and at least get something out of that. Tag into Hebitsky, the serpentine sensation of the Monster Union. And as much as I don't like Ophidian, I don't like what he stands for, you cannot deny that he has brought the Monster Union to a good deal of prominence here in the Animated Wrestling League. They control the Tag Team Championship of the world. They control the #1 contendership to the Grand Championship as well. Unfortunately, the female members of the faction, Neko Musume and Wild Thing, not quite in as good a position. I think they are almost, if not actually, mathematically locked in the danger zone, but they do have a Joshi Tag Team Championship match in hand and the opportunity to make that defense and get themselves out of Botsamania. Because all champions, regardless of their win-loss records, are immune from Botsamania. Hard. Oh, and there's there we go, there's that poison mist, the Dogugiri, the Cobra Venom. You knew he was going to try and pull that trick. Not something he used to do when he first started with the Monster Union under the Manipulator, but that's the teaching of Ophidian, the master of snake style, has taken the Hebitsky under his wing, or under his coils. There's the snake bite, slithers into position. 1, 2, 2.5. And that was over the AWL Grand Champion. We are going to be filling in the best 4 tonight, but a pinfall victory over the champion specifically, even in a trios match, that's not going to get you into the best 4 because it's not a one-on-one contest, but that will at least get you in the conversation for the next fight for 4. It's a never-ending cycle of champion and challenger in the crucible of combat that is professional wrestling here in the Animated Wrestling League. 15:30 left on the clock. We're about to hit the 1/4 mark. As always, 5-minute intervals. Sling Blade. 5-minute intervals for the time calls. No tag made. A little bit of a conflab. But Ophidian is in with an Uttara Kanurana. Goes for the ground and pound. Ophidian, always known as one of the most powerful, most successful. Drop down there.
5 minutes have elapsed. 15 remain.
Went for the victory roll, didn't quite get it. Ophidian realizing where he is in the ring, that's that 20-plus year veteran status. The ring awareness, the body agency. There we go, that's what he was looking for earlier with Lee Masters. Successful on the Grand Champion. Ophidian may be looking for a future title shot as well. Possibly against his own mummy. Only one person has ever held the World's Tag Team and Grand Championship simultaneously. That was Black Tiger Justice, who Ophidian and Hebitsky beat along with Giant Tiger for those World's Tag Team Championships. DDT. Into the cover, very close to the enemy corner, but the father shows great faith in his son's wrestling abilities, letting his son kick. The son shows great faith in his father. Excuse me, there was a tag at some point. Oh, man versus Monster, the inventor of professional wrestling. When he was training Gotch and Hackenschmidt, I don't think Matt Classic envisioned this happening. Roll out. Big shot in, of course, legal combatants. This is not Lucha Tag rules. I wish I could do Lucha Tag rules, but I can't. clubbing blow. And a knee to the face. Lee Masters needs to get out of there. He's risking disqualification for his team. Tag made to the Grand Champion. The champion and number 1 rank, the number 1 contender, are up against it. They are the legal combatants, but no, Hibitsukai comes back in. I'm pretty sure Matt Classic saw it. Yes, he did. He's trying to go to the 777X. His upgrade of his father's aeroplane spin for the... No, not even a 1 count. Before the venomous vile Serpent of the Nile brings it in and breaks it up. Ripcord rolling heel kick. About 12.5 minutes left if I'm reading the clock correctly. You can see that just as well as I can, of course. Collar and elbow tie-up, uppercut. And Russian leg sweep. And those long, lanky limbs of Hibitsukai able to coil around his opponent to look for the submission. Of course, Lee Masters no slouch. Oh, wait a minute! He goes for the Cobra Venom, but the kick saves him. He transitions. He doesn't have to see to choke you out. Does Lee Masters, and he does with the rear naked choke. The Dogugiri ineffective. We all heard it go off. Let's see if we can see that again on the instant replay. Tag Kogeki earlier in the bout. There's the one that hit the Grand Champion. I don't think we have the misfire. We do not. I'm so sorry about that.
Here are your winners. Not Classic. Not Classic 2. And the technical wizard, Lee Masters.
Trio's victory. But will that portend victory for their absent partner preparing for his match later tonight, Sammy Nix? First of 2 fights for 4, Canada versus the Wasteland.
The following contest is scheduled for 1 fall, and it is a fight for 4. Introducing first, making her way to the ring from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. She is 1/2 of the Amateur Wrestling League, Yoshi Tag Team Champions.
Hey, wait a minute.
Through Toronto Strong.
Oh, wait a minute. That's Max the Impaler. Max the Impaler, they are jumping the gun here. Good job on the camera, boss. I don't think Amy Wade sees them, the Joshi Tag Team Champion. Oh, immediately into a submission hold. And the referee, why? The referee is calling for the bell. 10 minutes to get into the best 4. And a former AWL Joshi Tag Team Champion, Max the Impaler, they are looking to get an unfair advantage here, and they appear to have done so. The belt removed, it is at ringside. Drop kick to the head, and Amy Wade, now that she's got... Oh, no, she's thinking. She's trying to figure this out. Amy Wade, discombobulated, did not expect to be jumped from behind into that claw-based submission hold. The non-binary nightmare has never been a particularly predictable individual. Max the Impaler, they are wild, they are insane. Then again, considering the Wasteland, where they come from, that's not entirely surprising. 9 minutes remain. Not exactly an honorable beginning, but this match, AWL senior official Joey Baba Ganoush of the famous Baba Ganoush wrestling family has called for the bell. The match is in progress. Both competitors have the opportunity to join the AWL Best 4. We saw the Mistress of 1,000 Holds, Akira Merune, join the Best 4 on the most recent episode of AWL Hontai. Tonight, we are looking at the possibility, Tope con here nothing! Tope con nada! I don't speak that much Spanish, but I'm pretty sure I got that right. The flying nothing. No order in the bull. You can see that AWL Joshi Tag Team Championship belt at ringside. Sent there by the referee when it was dropped by the champion in that sneak attack from the non-binary nightmare. I don't know what was going through their head, why they thought they needed an unfair advantage here, but they did. And I'd say they got it, considering that it seems like Amy Wade has been wrestling. She's been like half a step behind, half a second out of sync with her usual excellent performance. Up, down with a choke slam. Cannot pin a woman on the outside. They know that. And spine first into the barricade. 7 minutes on the clock. Elbow drop. 7:16, but we're up to the 8th of the 20 count. Now remember, in the event of a single count out, that means one person ruled ring out. The other person does advance to the AWL Best 4. In the event of a double ring out, both competitors are counted out as that flying Superwoman punch. 1, 2, shoulder up just in time. In the event of a double count out, both competitors are eliminated. We would find 2 new wrestlers, presumably next week, to compete in a fight for 4. We still have another fight for 4 coming up in just a few minutes, in, well, less than 10 minutes now, obviously. That's going to be Sammy Nix, the Suplex Master, versus Jigoku Destroy. Knockout knee strike, 1, 2. That led her to more than 20 victories before she ever tasted defeat at the hands of Wakazaki Ai. In her debut undefeated streak, led her to 2 championships, the Canadian National Championship being one of them, and the Canadian National Championship on the line in our main event. Usa-chan to challenge. Lady Frost, rider kick off of the top rope. And that is why Lady Frost, the tag team partner of Amy Wade, is not here. She is backstage preparing for her match, where she must defend the Canadian National Championship, the only double champion left in the league, taking both titles off of Black Tigress. And of course, we all saw what happened with Black Tigress, seemingly, certainly attacked by her queen, seemingly kicked out of the Black Tiger dojo following the main event loss on AWL Hontai. We still want to see what's going on with that. Tune into AWL Hontai, our next episode, for more on that story. 5 minutes and change remaining. We're back outside. All the time in the world as we approach the first time call of the match, the halfway point. Up and down.
5 minutes have elapsed. 5 remain.
And they are not a small wrestler, Max the Impaler. And that's not going to reset the count, I believe. No, it doesn't, because Max did not cross the plane of the ropes. Jumping up on the barricade doesn't count. You have to actually go into the ring. And I'm not sure if they know that. I do not try to get into the mind of the non-binary nightmare. They are a scary place to be. 4.5 minutes left on the clock, and Max the Impaler, who started this match, taking that unfair advantage, looking to ride that advantage all the way into the AWL Best 4. I do not and cannot condone that, but I will say Max the Impaler versus Black Tiger Queen, that would be a slobber knocker. Please get well soon. Good old JR, Jim Ross. We've all heard about the diagnosis. We wish him well. I wouldn't be doing this if not for his example. Never met the man, but he's an inspiration to everyone who tries to call professional wrestling, no matter the venue. 1, 2, knockout knee, a second time in the contest, does not get the victory. That is what it takes to get into the Best 4. Now looking for the most Canadian move in the history of the universe. It is the sharp shooter. But no, they have the counter. They planned this. This whole thing was premeditated. Drops down to an alternative submission, the Fujiwara armbar. Oh, wrenching it back Max, what are they going to do here? They're going to tap out, but they want to keep their shoulder blade intact. An upset win by every conceivable metric for Amy Wade. She had to go to the backup submission, but hey, it worked.
Here is your winner, Amy Wade!
When we take a look at the updated AWL Best Four, Athena Jane, Lady Frost, Akira Merone, and Amy Wade. The Great White North all over the title pictures, plural, in the AWL Joshi division. And now we jump over to the men's division, the Suplex Master versus the Cyborg Monstrosity.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and it is a fight for four. Introducing first, making his way to the ring, accompanied by Matt Classic Senior, the Technical Wizard Lee Masters, and the reigning Animated Wrestling Ring Grand Champion Matt Classic 2. He is the Suplex Master, Sammy Nix.
For many, many years, we have talked about the Suplex Master Sammy Nix winning the AWL Grand Championship, converting a win in the Oshogatsu Taikai, and being one of the first ever tag team specialists in the history of the league to do that, become the Grand Champion. But that was actually a very long time ago. I looked it up. He is the 8th AWL Grand Champion as Sammy Nix. He won the 2017 Oshogatsu Taikai, so more than 8 years ago. Converted that in February of that year at National Pro Wrestling Day in the United States, defeating Chiba Akagi, defeating the Scion of Submission. He would only make one successful title defense before losing the championship to, of all people, Wrestler X at AWL 209. And if you look at some of the numbers in our recent videos, that was more than 200 episodes ago, at least of the Japan show, and that was before Strong and Free ever existed. Matt Classic 2, for the record, the 32nd AWL Grand Champion, and it is interesting that the reigning champion is in the corner of a potential challenger, as is the father and teacher of said challenger. Almost a family affair here at AWL Strong and Free 114. Now, I quite like the idea of a friendly family wrestling match for the AWL Grand Championship between the Suplex Master, Sammy Nix, and the innovator of professional wrestling, Matt Classic 2. But I think in this case, it's more an issue of we don't want to have to deal with the man who is about to come out next. And that is, of course, another former AWL Grand Champion.
And his opponent making his way to the ring, from the laboratory representing the Ultimates, accompanied by his creator, Dr. Jigoku.
Jigoku Destroy, a former two-time AWL Grand Champion. He won the title at AWL 305. He is the 20th AWL Grand Champion and racked up a record at the time setting, now tying run of 10 title defenses. But that was only his second reign. His first reign happened way, way back after the defeat of Global Wrestling Monopoly. He was the 12th AWL Grand Champion, defeated Tiger the Great III at a Global Wrestling Monopoly event, AWL versus GWM Final Wars. 4 title defenses under that reign for a total of 14 title defenses over both reigns. One of the most unbelievably dominant entities in the history of the league. Of course, That first title reign coming when he was still known as the Japanese Destroyer, Hakaisha. Bang the gong, the match is on, and a swing and a miss on the Tachiaya backstep. Not exactly great wrestling, I would say, from Jigoku Destroy, but good fire from Sammy Nix, and a sit-out powerbomb with an absolute deadlift. Ever since he stepped foot into the AWL as part of Yarina Talent Management Incorporated, Hakaisha has been Mr. Pick him up, put him down, and make it hurt. You could argue that the Suplex Master is very similar in that, almost by definition, a suplex is you're picking somebody up and you're slamming them down. But the way these two approach this, where it's raw strength and power versus wrestling technique, that's going to make the clash of styles here. And as they always say, styles make matches. You can see the trio that won the trios match earlier tonight. A beautiful drop kick, picture perfect, from the Suplex Master, and running into a DDT, forcing his opponent to flip over, almost turning a DDT into a suplex. And here we go, a little more traditional. Almost a Saito suplex there. Now, I have to admit, Sammy Nix knows a lot more about suplexes than I do, so if I do miscall some of these, please forgive me. 20 count on the outside, you can advance into the AWL Best 4 on a ring out. But you can also advance on disqualification, so I would not expect either the Bad Doctor, Dr. Jigoku, or the forces of the New Classics and House Classic to get involved here. As a matter of fact, the referee waving off the trainer and tag team partner of Sammy Nix. The Technicos being forced back. The AWL Grand Champion standing in the back watching the... Oh, wait a minute! Dr. Jigoku tries something while the referee's back was turned, but the agility... Oh! Do not try to suplex the Suplex Master. Sammy Nix able to avoid... I don't even think he realized what was happening there. Dr. Jigoku getting involved there. There's the first one. Is he going to keep it German? No, he's not. He's going for the Chimeraplex, the three-headed monster. Now, if he can hit that X-Plex, the wrists are controlled. Yes, he can. Can't get him up for a huge bridge there. But does pick up the 1, 2, and only a 2 count. That was the move. That was the technique, the combination that won him both the Oshogatsu Taikai and the Grand Championship back in early 2017. He wears that t-shirt, 20 years of mastery. That's how long this guy has been in the Animated Wrestling League. And that means I've been doing this for a ridiculously long time for having, what, 102 subscribers. Please subscribe. Okay, wrapping them together. The hat trick suplex, subtype German. Got to have some kind of a hockey reference on the Canada show. And looking perhaps now for the Butcher Bomb. Tribute to a fallen comrade. Oh God, his head went right into... Oh God, no. His head went right into the top rope, into that high-tension steel cable. 1, 2. Somehow, but just freaking barely did the shoulder get off the mat by a half an inch. If he hits this, it's over. Tatsumaki Tornado. The Tatsumaki 1, 2, 3. Crowd may be chanting one more time, but it is absolutely unnecessary. After that bash of the head against, I think he hit all 3 ropes, on the way down from that Butcher Bomb. Right there, you can see the ropes bouncing, and in the end, the exclamation point of the Tatsumaki. He's won so many matches with that, and it could very easily win him a Grand Championship for the 3rd time.
Here is your winner and the newest member of the AWL Best 4, Jigoku Destroy.
Between the size and power of King Akira and Jigoku Destroy, the submission ability of Chiba Akagi, the striking skill of Shirokai Kitsune, it's going to be a very difficult path for the Grand Champion. Main event time, and it's for the Canadian National Championship.
The following contest is your main event of the evening, scheduled for 1 fall, 1 submission or knockout to decide the winner, and it is for the Animated Wrestling League Canadian National Championship.
Usa-chan is looking to become a 3-time Canadian national champion. And if I check the records correctly, that would make her the first ever 3-time Canadian national champion. However, it is a contender's title. You don't want to be the Canadian national champion forever. You don't want to be at that level. You want to elevate yourself to, in this case, the AWL Joshi Championship. And over her 2 title reigns as Canadian national champion, she is the 9th and 13th Canadian national champion. She only has 1 successful title defense. The whole point of the Canadian national championship is to get those 5 title defenses that allow you to cash in the championship and go for the top title of your division, either the Joshi Championship or the AWL Grand Championship. And we will talk a little bit more about that as we go forward. Usa-chan, the Pink Bunny Girl, as always accompanied by her true love, Betty Bubbles, who will be acting in the role of manager tonight. And will the fires of love melt the ice of Imperial Iceland? We are about to find out. Like all championship matches, will be a 30-minute one-fall affair. 30-minute time limit. Oh, every time the wolf howls, the opponents shudder in icy fear. Amy Wade making her way to the ring alongside the champion in this match. Earlier tonight, we saw Amy Wade in action, successfully defeating Max the Impaler to join the AWL Best 4, and also Lady Frost is currently in the Best 4, given her spectacular performance against Black Tigress. So right now, the Great White North, they have 2 slots in the AWL Best 4. They have the Joshi Tag Team Championship, and they've got the AWL Canadian National Championship in their back pocket as an opportunity against the last champion of the Black Tiger Dojo, Black Tiger Queen. It is the youngest title, but I'd say one of our hardest to hold on to.
Introducing first the challenger, fighting out of the Warren, Usa-chan. As her opponent, she is the reigning and defending Anime Wrestling League Canadian National Champion. Tonight, making her 2nd title defense. Fighting out of Imperial Iceland, representing the Great White North, Lady Frost. This is an officially sanctioned Canadian National Championship match under the auspices of the Animated Wrestling League. AWL Commissioner presiding. At the sound of the bell, AWL Senior Official Joey Papadouche in charge.
And there you see it, the Canadian National Championship belt, the youngest title in our promotion. 15 champions so far. Twice it has been Usa-chan. Bang the gong, the main event is on, and a big splash coming out of a mistimed Tachiai by the champion. That could be bad. Sometimes momentum is so important in professional wrestling. You win that Tachiai, the initial charge, a term I'm stealing from sumo wrestling, and that's going to take you all the way to victory. 30 minutes on the clock. Hopefully it doesn't go to a 30-minute time limit draw, but that would be a successful defense for the champion. Usa-chan defeated Lady Smooth Jessica Kidd in a World of Sport rules match to win the championship at Champions Week of Season 23. So just over a year ago, Black Tigress held that title for a year and a half, or a season and a half, I should say. And winning a 6-way scramble to win the 9th Canadian National Championship after it was cashed in by Kid Canada unsuccessfully. We have not had a cash-in of this championship since AWL Strong and Free episode 75. It's actually Golden War 2024, so literally a year ago. Right hand. It's been bouncing around the Joshi division, but mostly because it's been held captive by Black Tigress 1, and that was all about getting challengers away, making it harder to attack, harder to challenge the AWL Grand Joshi champion, I should say, Black Tiger Queen. But now the title is back out in the wild. We're not giving the Black Tigers any more opportunities. And I think Black Tigress may have actually just been eliminated or kicked out of the dojo, given the attack that happened to her at the end of AWL Hontai last Friday. And of course, the AWL Joshi champion and the Grand champion are both forbidden from challenging for the contenders titles. You cannot become a contender to your own championship. Right hand looking for the German, not going to get it. 20 count on the outside, of course. His title only changes hands by pinfall, submission, or knockout. And the referees in the AWL, as we all know, they're consistently quick with this, but they are quick to call a knockout for the safety of the athletes. And Usa-chan looking to power something up here. It's the Bunny Hop Extreme! A classic of rabbit-style professional wrestling. Cover for the 1, 2, and the shoulder is up just before that final and fatal 3 count can be registered. Oh dear goodness gracious me. Lady Frost in trouble. She's wrestled in CMLL. She's wrestled in Chikara. She's wrestled all over the world for Ring of Honor and for All Elite Wrestling. But I don't think she's ever wrestled a rabbit-style wrestler before. Never stepped foot in Lucha Underground. Never had to deal with the Rabbit Tribe. So this is new territory in the Warren. But wait a minute. Boom! The Bubble Buster inherited from her manager / girlfriend, Betty Bubbles, the former professional wrestler, lost a Botsamania match, was kicked out of the league. Usa-chan had to fight hard to get her back on a manager's contract, and now Usa-chan fighting just as hard. Over the top rope, down to the floor, does not connect. Taking a little bit too much time. Too much time. Usa-chan. I love how she twists herself in mid-air to go back first into her opponent. Go broadside, essentially. Better chance you'll hit someone. But even then, Lady Frost able to sidestep and get out of the way. Now, Lady Frost needs to get this back into that 20 by 20 foot AWL ring. 400 square feet of fury. Wait a minute. A disqualification would be a defense for the champion. Takedown, goes to the leg, hooks it. Only hooks one leg though. Allowing Lady Frost to kick out. We're about to hit the first time call of the match.
5 minutes for the match. 25 remain.
Usa-chan looking for the Usagi DDT. That's the move I believe she will use to beat Jessica Kidd, but a code white, a whiteout, and now maybe looking for the temperature drop. Can she get into position? Yes, she can. Boom with a big old moonsault. 1, 2. Looking for a snapping super kick. Thought she was going to go for the icicle there. Chose not to. 1, 2, trying to keep her opponent off balance. Which is pretty intelligent if you ask me. Indeed, women's wrestling, and women's wrestling is right where it belongs in the main event. And another icicle, the temperature drop. Sorry, this time the temperature drop. The corkscrew variation. She's used the term temperature drop for both the moonsault and the corkscrew. But now looking one more time, second time in the contest. Bunny hop, bunny hop, bunny hop, extreme! Rolls into the cover, but a very small amount of wasted motion, and that was the difference between 2 and 3. 23:30 right now. Plenty of time here. And a huge splash. The leg strength, the leaping ability of a rabbit-style wrestler must never be underestimated. Leg drop across the inner knee, the knee pad, the mandatory knee pads that we do require all of our wrestlers to wear unless they have special dispensation. Will provide some protection there, but still Lady Frost forced to roll out of the ring. I don't know, went for almost like a standing corkscrew, didn't hit anything there. The Queen of Murder Gymnastics with that gymnastics background. That was the common thread that brought her and Amy Wade together. Amy Wade watching on, as is Betty Bubbles. The title is on the line here. Backcracker. Oh, what are we thinking about? Low drop kick right to the side of the ears. Some Kawada-esque kicks. Walking the Queen's Road for the 1, 2, shoulder up. With 22:15 left in the bout. Oh, wait, maybe going for a bunny flip, or a monkey flip coming out of a simian, coming out of a human. Both these women, I'd say, fairly even in the agility department, but looking for a vertical suplex. Not going to get it. The balance of Lady Frost allowing her to land on her feet. Corkscrew forearm does not connect. But looking for the second time, will she hit it this time? Usagi! DDT! KOCNC champion 16, third time lucky. The Bunny Hop Extreme, the Bubble Buster, but in the end, it was a good old-fashioned Usagi DDT. Incredible athleticism from both women. But here's the result. Let's make this official.
Here is your winner, and the new Unlimited Wrestling League Canadian National Champion, Usa-chan.
Congratulations to Usa-chan. That is going to do it for us tonight here in the Animated Wrestling League. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. We do have a title match set next week. We'll see you then. Korede, kimarida.